So I really like Aiden. Despite not being a cutie red hair girl like I've mostly played in the past, I've decided I could really get into this character. His Q and his W aren't really all that impressive to me, they're not really all that fun, but I think his E and R are really something special. So the reason I really like Luke, actually, is because hitting a skill shot with your Q and then jumping on them is really exciting, and Aiden has pretty much the same thing, but his E, and he jumps behind them instead. Maybe it's just because I'm an Akali fanboy in League, but my point still stands. There's something really cool about landing behind someone as if you're like assassinating them, and it kind of makes farming a little bit easier. Something about him, I still haven't gotten used to the switching between melees, and then you hit your stacks and then you go into ranged form. That's still a work in progress, but I think it's a really cool aspect that he has going with him, like 2 different play styles in one character. I think that's super neat. A few issues I do have with the character is it doesn't feel like he has too much chase potential, right? It feels like if I try to fight someone, they can just kind of run away. But his disengage actually isn't as bad as I thought. I was like omega down bad because I couldn't use my E to go through walls, and I'm like, this would be the perfect opportunity for that to work. But I saw someone in my game, they used their R to R abort and actually get away from me in a fight, and I thought that was super cool. So I tried the same thing and I got ran down. But my point stands regardless. You can E like animals and stuff through walls to get through that way. There's some creativity that you can deploy. But a lot of you guys out there really liked my video where I showed off my first win because it was kind of goofy, and I had the same experience with Aiden. So yeah, bear with me though. This is after only like 3 or 4 games with him, so I'm still learning. So I start the game up, and out of the 18 people, 8 of us are playing Aiden. Shout out to the one person playing Adri. I've just been trying builds at random, so I pick one that starts alley, ends up going avenue, then it goes into cemetery, and finally we finish up at dock. Immediately I run into another Aiden player, and we kind of start scrapping like dogs trying to fight over our territory, you know what I'm saying? And then it goes well for me, but the issue is he runs away, and as I mentioned before, Aiden doesn't have the best chase, but he does some questionable movements, so I'm able to catch up and secure a kill early in the game. Then I fight another Aiden, the Pistachio King himself, and this one doesn't go too well. He definitely gets the jump on me, and I just kind of back off. We're like, okay man, I get it, and we go take a seat in a bush. In the next couple minutes, we're just farming up. We end up coming across a blue box, and streamer luck off stream, we get a Tree of Life. So I think to myself, what am I going to make out of this Tree of Life? Auto arms? Everyone makes auto arms. Every character does that. But I end up looking through some recipes, and I remember he has that smolder sword. So we end up crafting that. 2 lighters later, in a few minutes, we're able to get the sword. I would like to say one of the most fun things on this character is just full comboing a bear. It's a little overkill, but it's a lot of fun. So we vroom over to Temple, and my Queen Adri's in the middle of fighting a lead island. And I do my best chase, and we're finally able to catch up, and we scoop the kill. Sorry about that, Adri. The only issue is another Aiden shows up alongside a Fiora, and I am sandwiched without cooldowns on my E or my ult. A few moments later, like a head ass, I try to take a fight on an Aiden who is just a little bit ahead of me. I flee into the red once again, and we take a nice seat into a bush. After a little bush gaming, Wick spawns, and then I see the 2 Aidens fighting on the map, which is actually hype as fuck, because I know only one person can interrupt my Wick take, and I kind of doubt they're around. So we go for it, and the Wick clear is actually pretty solid. I do have some questionable plays here, but yeah, we end up getting it. I craft a Burgundy. I then go find a body of another Aiden who we saw before in the game and scoop his loot. And eventually we craft our taproots, and we are ready for the final fight. And then we had Aiden v Aiden, and this is how it went. But yeah, maybe a bit of a wick diff, maybe a bit of a smolder diff, who knows. But what I do know is that this champion is a lot of fun, and I enjoyed playing him. So if you're out there, you're like, I need a character that's a little flashy, a little stylish, and that does melee and a little range, then I think Aiden is the character for you. He definitely leans towards that melee side, but I've been having a lot of fun with him. I'm going to be playing him soon on my Twitch stream. I'm 2 followers off of 1,000, so I'd love it if you guys stopped by. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.